Hello, welcome to Planetary Evolution, a space to discuss our path to peace and consciousness. I'm your host, Jared Angaza. All right, let's talk. I'm talking about peace versus power. Can you be 100% for peace and still hang on to your guns? If I were sitting here with a Kalashnikov in my hands, talking about peace, would that seem out of place? Maybe we'll take it a step further. Aside from having a sort of a difficult scenario for where to holster the weapon, if you were to see Gandhi in his loincloth and all, carrying a 9mm or a Kalashnikov or whatever around in those old grainy photos, would that seem out of place? I think it's fair enough to say yes, all jokes aside. Why? Why does that seem out of place? Why does it seem out of place to see someone like Gandhi with a gun? It seemed out of place because he was a bastion of peace. He took beatings. He starved himself. He did all these things. He led marches. He resisted economic enticing and so on. He resisted all these things because he was a bastion of peace. For him to arm himself says, yeah, I care about peace, but ultimately my fear supersedes that, so I feel that I need power over a certain situation, so I'm therefore going to carry a gun because it makes me feel safe inside. It makes me feel like I can protect other people. That's a good one to hide behind. And Gandhi would have a pretty good case for that because he was fighting for the people, so I feel that it's incongruent. It doesn't match up, and again, I think it is dichotomous. It's oil and water. Gandhi and gun. Oil and water. I mean, that's what it is. Think about it like this. Okay, we took Gandhi. Let's say Gandhi, MLK. Same thing. What if MLK just came out and said, you know what, screw it. I'm mowing people down. Hey, everybody in the civil rights movement, forget about the peace stuff. Go ahead and pick up your guns and do it. What if they had fought with guns at Selma? What would that have looked like? Oh, the black folks are rioting again. They're doing exactly what we say they will. They're always about their fighting and da 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 da. They resisted that. Martin Luther King said, "No, we will not do that. We will be love. We will operate as vessels of peace." And that means laying down our guns. And at the end of the day, they had all kind of people coming at them with guns and nooses, and burning crosses and everything else. Yet, they stood back and said, we're willing to risk it for peace. And then you've got, Jim Bob over here in the monster truck with the gun rack that says, yeah, I want peace, but meanwhile, I'm going to protect myself. And I'm like, which one do you want? And if you're talking about, having the cojones to do something and having the strength to do something, it seems to take more strength to lay down your gun and say, okay, I'm gonna stand up for peace, even though that guy's got a gun, than it does to just say, that guy's got a gun. I'm bringing my gun too. God bless. No way I'm going to leave my gun at home. Imagine Mother Teresa or Thich Nhat Hanh or Nelson Mandela carrying a gun. Imagine Jesus Christ carrying a gun. Imagine that scenario. If you were alive and walking on the earth today as a human with a gun, that seemed pretty out of place, I would think. It's sort of gruesome even to think about Jesus and a gun. This doesn't even feel right. Why? Because he's a bastion of peace. So we say, okay, Jesus can't have a gun, but I can. Why? What would Jesus do? WWJD, man. Bracelets and everything. What do you stand for? What are you really committed to? We have to stop being hypocritical about this at some point. And stop justifying our reasons for owning it. Well, I have to have a gun because that guy's got a gun. Great rationale. That's always worked out well. That just keeps going on and on and on and on. We have to stop fighting violence with violence. I mean, Doesn't work. This has never worked. You have to pick a side of the fence. You're either pro-gun or you're you're pro-gun or you're pro-peace. You can't be both anymore. What's a gun for? It's for killing. That's it. It's a tool for killing or threatening to kill, period. You're not dusting the house with it. You're not starting your car with it or making phone calls on it. It serves one primary purpose, and that is to kill. That's it. It's a killing tool. Why does a person, never mind activist or philanthropist or whatever, but why does just a person need a gun? Why does a person that is committed to peace need a killing tool, is a better way to ask. Why do we need that? Does a person committed to peace need a killing tool? Again, I'm leaving hunting out of this because it just waters everything down. Let's just talk about the guns for protection. Sometimes things are this black and white. Not always. I like to talk about the gray areas, but this is pretty black and white in my opinion. Time to call a spade a spade. Ultimately, I have to ask, do you want peace or do you want your own power? One feels riskier, I know. But just like those guys at Selma, they said, hey, it's risky, I get it. They're going to beat the hell out of us, but we're going to do it because we believe peace is possible. What's more important, peace or your own sense of power? If you can get down to the line at the end of that and then say, ultimately, you know what? I don't even believe peace is possible anymore. I mean, ask yourself that. Do you believe peace is possible? If you don't, wow. That's unfortunate. And that is the type of perspective that is going to lead us into our complete demise. If you no longer believe that peace is possible. If you do believe peace is possible, then just say, I'm not willing to risk my own personal safety to get to that peace. Let's just admit what it is. Either admit that you believe peace is a pipe dream, and that you prefer, or that you believe that it's possible, but at the end of the day, you're going to choose your own power, your own feeling of power, even though it's false most of the time, but you're going to choose your own feeling of power and safety over the possibility of peace. When will you be willing, if you are committed to peace, to lay down your guns? And this can be figuratively or metaphorically, lay down whatever your defense is in the name of peace, like they did in Selma, in many other cases. What if Rosa Parks had a gun and pulled it on them? Hey, I'm not getting off this bus. What? Doesn't fit. We have to get real about this. We have to pick a side. We have to choose peace over power, safety, whatever. We have to say, it is risky, I get it, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to take us towards peace. And if you're not, admit it. I hope you're thriving, and I wish you strength and peace.